Yeah, y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, I had one of y'all give me an idea for a video. And it had to do with my favorite mega folders from Cold Steel. And so I decided to tell everybody which one I actually carry the most. I have lots of favorites from Cold Steel when it comes to mega folders. But I'm going to let y'all know which ones I carry the most. And I've been carrying them for a long time, and these are some of their descendants. No, not descendants, ascendants. Is that right? Ancestors. All right, people, let's start this off. Here we go. Fresh out the safe. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. Voyagers. I love my Voyagers, people. I've been carrying Voyagers for years. My very first Cold Steel Triad folder is a Voyager. It was a large Tonto Voyager, AUS 8A, and here it is. That's the OG. That's my first Triad, people. That's the OG for me. That's my very first Triad. What is it? Oh, yeah. You can tell this was my first. It's way broken in. It's been polished. It's been through all my different things I do to knives when they get old and I damage them. I have to repair them and use them over again. I carried this one every day for a long time. Lots of times, this would be like my second folder. This was like the one I used. And the folder I would carry for my defense folder was like my Tylite 6. And this was the worker for me. This was my utility knife / self-defense knife if it had to be. Back in my motorcycle days, people. That's what I used to carry all the time. Awesome knife. Awesome knife. And a person was asking me if they should get a large Voyager. I was like, hell yeah. That was my very first Triad. It's one of the best, it's one of the most highly recommended knives I can recommend. These are super affordable. You can get these for like the $40 to $60 range, and you get the XLs from $50 to $70 range. And they're like some of the toughest, most reliable, most affordable, most dependable folders that you can get, period, at any price. At any price. Let me say it again. Any price. There is no knife that is more reliable, more durable, more just can handle everything. They make a blade for everybody. You got a blade choice for everybody, whether you want a Kris blade, whether you want a Tonto blade, whether you want a Bowie clip blade or a Barong drop point blade. Or a Vaquero blade. They got blades for everybody. They got lottie dottie everybody. That's what I'm saying. They got something for everybody. This is an awesome value knife. To me, it's the best value that you can get. I don't think there's a better value knife that there is on the market than a Cold Steel Voyager. Just like I said, they make these for everybody, and the balancing on them is really good. Balancing 50-50 at the finger groove, so that means it's super fun to use. Super fun to use, people. The only reason why I don't carry these that much anymore is because I moved on to G10. The ones that replaced these for me, you got it. It was a Recon. It was a Recon series that replaced these for me. For this size, large size. But I still carry the XLs. I don't really carry these no more because I replaced them with the Recon 1 series. And you guys have seen my Recon 1s. I just prefer the G10 over they used to call this Grivex. Not FRN, they call it Grivex. I just prefer that over this. It's just a material preference. But the blade and everything, to me, is pretty much the same. is like carrying the Recon. The only difference is that I like the Recon handle better. But these are awesome knives. These got a fully lined, heat-treated 6061 aluminum liners, which make these really function really nice. This is the old Oz 8 version, people. This is the original one. When they very first came out. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the very first model. When they very first came out. I used to have 2 of these. One of these got confiscated by the police. I got pulled over one time. And I was in an area where this blade length wasn't allowed, and they took the knife. But I had 2 of them. I got one to carry, one to collect or have just as a backup. This was the backup one, and so this turned into the main use one. Bought them both at the same time, though. Absolutely love it, people. Let me see. Let's just leave these out so you guys can just look at the ones that we pull out, huh? That was the first one. All right. So let's get into a different blade type. These are all, because most of my knives are like this one, people. I carry this style knife and this knife for a long time. And so this is a Tonto. This one is AUS 10A. This is a 10A version. It's one of my more recent ones. I didn't end up carrying it that much. You can look at the pocket clips. Yeah, I didn't probably carry that much. And this one, it looks like it's another Oz 8 one. So we're not going to pull that one out. This one right here is a BD1, CTS BD1. So we got the Oz 10, BD1, and Oz 8. This one must be one I bought to replace the other one. So I'd still have a collector. This one over here, the next one I got would be this one. This is Oz 8 also. This is the large Vaquero. And last but not least is a large Bronx. These are all original Cold Steel Company. Now these are the new ones, people. These are all old knives from the original Cold Steel Company. So that tells you how old this one is at least. I think the Bronx was like one of the last models that came from the original Cold Steel Company. Was the Bronx model. I call it the Bronx, they call it the drop point, but to me it sort of looks like a Filipino Bronx. That's why, so when you hear me calling it the Bronx, people, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the drop point. For those who want to be all technical. I have to call it like I see it. I have to call it like I see it, people. I'm going to put this one over here. This is where it really belongs. All right. The OG, the original one. Now we're going to get into megas, people. Let's start talking about some megas. To me, the Cold Steel Voyager is one of the best mega folders ever made. And we're just going to pull out the Vaquero, the ones I don't have normally out. I'm going to pull out a Vaquero, and that's a plain edge Vaquero. That's a clip blade. Okay, pull out a clip blade. And I'm going to set these aside over here for a second. And the other one that we're going to need one of these. Okay. This one, these are special edition knives. These have CTS-XHP. And these are that's the Vaquero, the Lindsey Thompson Vaquero. And this is the one that was done for a camp thing or something like that. Let me see what it says. I'm going to give you guys bad information. Didn't really want to pull it out, but we'll pull it out real quick. Survivalblog.com. I can't remember the person's name, people. But it's another CTS-XHP one. It's one that did back in the day, the CTS-XHP, and I think it has a 50/50 blade. Feels really good in hand. That's one thing I really always liked about the Voyagers is like the way that they feel in hand, people. They're just like really lightweight. Let's pull out the Lindsey Thompson one real quick too. This is the Lindsey Thompson one. Got that just to be a collector. You know how I do. CTS-XHP. And it's fully serrated like Lindsey Thompson likes. This is his favorite. He likes the Vaquero. I'm a Tonto person. He likes the Vaquero. They've been making these forever. Even before Andrew Demko came into the picture, they used to make Voyagers, the Voyager Vaquero, but it didn't have a triad lock. It just had a regular, heavy duty lock back. I have those too. Those are, awesome collectors too. They were awesome blades too. But my favorite are the triads, people. I like the triad lock. I'm a triad fan. And I'm not necessarily a cold steel fan, people. I'm not really a brand loyal person. I like this lock. And I like the person that made it. Andrew Demko. I like everything that he does. He comes out with some awesome stuff. And I don't like him for no reason at all. I like him because of the stuff that he comes out with. Some of my favorite knives of all time are Andrew Demko knives. Let's keep it real. They are. My favorite mega folders are definitely Andrew Demko knives. My favorite self-defense knives are definitely Andrew Demko knives. But anyway, let's get into this conversation. This is going to be a long one, people. So kick back and relax. Kick back and relax. We're going to get into these now. Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about Voyager XLs. And the ones I carry nowadays, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. These are my favorite motorcycle knives, people. I don't really carry these three down here. But these three over here are the ones I do carry. These are the ones that aren't in the safe. These three are in the safe. These are my collectors. I just want to have all the different varieties of blades out so people can see all the different choices that you can get in these knives. These knives have a 5.5-inch blade. Five and 3/8, 5 and 3/8, 5 and 3/8. So okay, it's really like a 5 and 3/8 blade. Excuse me, people. 5 and 3/8. 5 and 3/8. Okay, so they're 5 and 3/8. 5 and 3/8. This one says 5 1/4. All right. But these are my favorite motorcycle knives, and the reason why is that, number one, they're not too expensive. These knives you can find these knives all the time in between, especially like the Tontos and the clip blade, the two most popular ones, the ones that are out there the most. You can find them, especially, in this group, in between like $50 and $70, pretty much all the time. Even when it's not a sale day or a holiday. There'll be a website, online knife site that'll be selling them for that price. And so, that's one of the main reasons why I like them, because you're getting a big giant knife. And this knife right here, when you hold it in the rear grip, look how look how much reach you got for blade length. It's like having an 7 3/4 inch blade, almost 8-inch blade. A knife with an 8-inch blade. And this is a real grip here, people. This is not like your hands hanging off the end of it and you don't have a secure grip. This is a very, very secure grip. Be good for chopping. You know, if you have to use it for survival purposes, you have to chop some wood or something, you have to be good for chopping. It's good for batoning. It's good for self-defense. This is an awesome knife, people. And that's the reason why I like to carry these. Because I think they're awesome. I think that, you know, as far as the value for dollar, for size, per inch, you can't beat these. You cannot beat these. And this is a serious blade. That's like, let me do that. I think they list them as 4 millimeters, but they're really like a 3.8 millimeter or something like that. It says 3.54. I know that can't be right. Let me zero out. Oh yeah, we're off. There we go. 3.76. 3.76. Close to 3.8. 3.75 in front. Okay. .78. 3.78. Let me re-zero. 3.75. 3.75. Vaquero. 3.75. 3.75. Clip buoy. 3.77. 3.6. 3.77. And Kris, 3.76. 3.75. Now these right here, these are the original Oz 8 versions. These are the very first original Triad folders when they first came out. That's when I got these. I got the Tonto too, but I didn't pull out the Tonto because I got these Tontos, my new Tontos. And this is when they first made the Kris blade. It's not a GSM knife. This is a original Cold Steel Company knife. All three of these are original Cold Steel Company knives. All three of these are the new GSM Company knives. Let's check out the weight real quick on them. Uh-uh. 7.9 ounces. See if we're zeroed out right? Yes, we are. 7.9 ounces. 7.8 ounces. The Caro, the old original ones. 7.3 ounces. Bowie clip, original one. 7.3 ounces. And not what's the original one that for this, but it's not from the very, very first original ones. These are Oz 8. This one's Oz 10. 7.4 ounces. So these weigh a lot more. 7.8 ounces. 7.9. Yep. 7.9. So the old ones are a lot lighter. I shouldn't say a lot lighter. I just say they're just lighter. Let's just leave it at that. They're just lighter. Absolutely love them, people. Voyagers are badass, people. Lindsey Thompson made these to be a folding fighter. That's the whole purpose of a Voyager. That's the real purpose of it, is to be a folding fighter, people. That's why all the blade styles are fighting knife styles. And he's a big practitioner of the Filipino arts. That's the reason why I know this is a barang. They got the idea for this blade from a barang. This is a Filipino Kris. And this is a vaquero, like a Spanish vaquero. This is American Tonto. And this is the famous Bowie. Oh yeah. All fighting designs, all fighting blades, people. They're not really meant to be camp knives. That's what I'm trying to put out there. These are meant to be self-defense folders. That's the reason why the handles are made like this. So you have a real nice rear grip. Your reverse grip is really good. You got an invincible triad lock. This is basically like a folding fixed blade. These are the best. You can't get something better than this for the value that you can get for these, for value for dollar. If you want to get the best bang for your buck, you got to get a Voyager. You should get a Voyager. That's my advice. But anyway, this is part 1 of the mega folder videos that I wanted to do for this person that you wanted to see my mega folders. I want to do my fun ones that were my most favorite to carry first. And the reason why these are my most favorite to carry, because they're easy to replace. I don't feel bad if I have to use them as a tool and they get damaged or broken, because I know I can replace them very easily without, putting a big dent in my wallet. And if something happens to them or if they get confiscated, I'm not going to cry like a little baby, because I can afford to replace it. And as far as self-defense is concerned, I think these are some of the best. I've been always told, my father was a Marine, veteran from World War II and Korean War, and he used to always tell me that, the best fighting knife that they used to always train them on was like from 6 to 9 inches for a blade length. And that's what these are when you hold the handles. When you hold it in the forward position, you got 6.5 inches of reach. 6 to 9 inches of reach, blade reach. That's what I was always taught is the best. 6 to 9 inches of blade reach. And the reason why you want to have a certain amount of blade reach and a certain amount of blade length is because I was always also taught that you also want 4 inches or more of blade length for ultimate, for the kind of penetration that you need to do the appropriate amount of damage that you need to do to get somebody off you. And I think that's the reason why, a lot of places have blade limits for 4 inches or 3.5 inches or 3-inch blade limits, because they don't want you having something that can penetrate too deep into somebody and cause too much damage. But in my point of view, if it's self-defense, if I'm having to use one of these things, because I'm in a fight for my life, people. I'm not doing this just to scare somebody or do something offensive to somebody or anything like that. I'm doing this because I need to save my life or save one of my loved ones' life or what have you. And I'm being outgunned or out-weaponed or outsized or out fighting talented. Somebody that's got more fighting talents than I do, or whatever. And they're just gonna beat the crap out of me or whatever. And I got to fight for my life. That's when I want something like this. It's my last ditch effort. I have no other way to defend myself but, keep myself alive. That's what these are for. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that on the internet. They want to hear, wood crafting and all that kind of stuff. But these knives aren't really wood crafting knives. I see people trying to use these things like they're wood crafting items and stuff like that. No. Look at the blade types. These are self-defense knives, people. Lindsey Thompson and Andrew Demko designed these to be martial blades. That's the purpose of these. But anyway, this is part number 1. These are my favorite ones to carry. And I'll let you all know the reasons why. And the reason why I've carried them for a lot of years. And I continue to carry them. My favorite choices are these 3. But I'll let you all see the other choices too, because I know that other people like the other choices. These are my favorite choices. Peace out. Stiletto.